Hello everyone, welcome to today's live stream, and today I want to talk about what are the possibilities and what are the types of trades that we can place in the market. First of all, I want to say a disclaimer. This is not financial advice and these are not signals either. These are ideas that I have, and this is what I will be doing throughout the day as I will be looking to place my trades in the market, right? So if you are here and if you want to just trade with me and you want to see exactly what I do before I place my trades, and also if you want to keep watching today's market and place your trades, you will need to watch this stream, and then you know exactly what I will be doing, so that if those things happen, if I make money, you make money. If I lose money, you also might lose money. So let's get started. So the first pair that I want to look for is the USDJPY. So the USDJPY is one of my favorite pairs, and this is the first pair that I look for, that I look at every time when I start looking into the market, right? So I will start off with the 4-hour time frame, just to know the general trend of the market, what the market have been doing. So if you look at this, you can clearly see that the market have been trending up for some time now, right? So if you look at this, you can see that the market have been on its all-time high, right? So for like the past month or so, the market have never been above where it is right now, right? So what I'm looking for here is to be buying, because if the market is going to all-time high, I know that most people will be still thinking of buying this market. So there's possibilities of the market going to the upside, right? So but I'm not going to buy on the 4-hour time frame. I'm gonna drop down to the lower time frame and see what we can find, right? So I will click here on 4-hour time frame, and then I will change this time frame to something like the 15-minute time frame. So if I go to the 15-minute time frame, I want to see what the market have been doing, right? So I'm looking for buying opportunities here. So I'm on 15-minute time frame. This is USDJPY. So if we go to USDJPY on the 15-minute time frame, you can see that this zone that I marked, which was a major level of structure on a 4-hour time frame, is down here, and it's a very big zone. So this is the best point for me to place my trade. And also you can see that here we have the market moving very fast here, creating a supply zone at this area right here. So let me delete this. You can see from this forming a supply area at this area here, when the market pushed all the way to the upside very quickly, right? So most of the time, if the market makes a sudden big move like this, it will come back to cover this gap right here. So this gap right here needs to be covered right here. So the market will likely come back into this zone before it continues to the upside. However, if you look at this market, you can also see that it's making a lot of it's making a range here, and it's failing to break past this zone right here, right, which gives me two zones of interest right here. So I have this one. So this is my area of value, and this is my area of value. These are the two zones where the market is likely going to push to, right? So you can also, we have also another area of structure, another area of value right here. So you can see this is what this market is going to be doing. So how do I trade this market, right? So my favorite way of trading this market, something that I'm wishing this market would do, is that it needs to break this zone first. Once it breaks this zone, the next thing that I'm going to be looking to do is wait for a retest back into this zone right here before the market continues to the upside, right? So this is what I'm hoping that the market is going to do. So I'm hoping that the market breaks first. So I wait for the market to break, and if it breaks, I'm waiting for a retest, because this is a strong level of structure. So this is a strong level of structure right here. So I want to make sure that if the market breaks to the upside, comes back down, and then I will be looking to place my trades right here, right? if the market doesn't do that, right, so I have two options right here, the trades that I'm going to place. If the market doesn't do that, I'm going to wait for the market to come and break this zone, come back again, and then goes down to close the gap that I talked about right here, right? So these are the two options that I'm thinking the market is going to do, right? So my two areas of value that I'm going to use in this trade are these ones, and I have two options right here because I have two strategies that I can use here, right? I have two options of placing my trades. So my trades will likely look like this, right? So that's the only thing that I will do here. So my first trade is going to be likely looking like this, but I'll wait for a break and retest, and then I'll place the trade. It will likely look like this, right? And then if the market goes to the downside, my trade is going to be likely looking something like this, right? It's going to be likely looking something like this. So I'll wait here, and I will also place so for now I will just place some alerts right here. I just want to know if the market breaks to the upside. I want to add an alert right here, and also I want to add another alert down here. So I will know exactly when the market reaches one of these zones. TradingView is gonna alert me, and I'll be looking to place my trades. So that's the first pair that I'll be looking at, USDJPY. This is the 15-minute time frame. If I go down to the 5-minute time frame, the price action can be even more clearer, right? So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a break to the upside and the market pushing up, or break to the downside and the market looking to close this gap right here, right? Okay, so the next pair that I'm going to look for is EURUSD. So I already marked this EURUSD. We have the same thing but on the opposite side. Look at what happened right here. The market created a huge gap here, creating a supply zone here. So it might look like this is a zone which is far away, but if you go to a higher time frame, it's not very far away. But you can look at this gap right here, the market pushing all the way down here. So the market will likely come and close this gap, or it will continue going to the downside because of the momentum that was created here. So this is a good example showing you why I'm saying the market loves to come back to close these gaps. Look at what happened right here. So I've seen this a lot of times, and if you look into the market, you will see this happening. So if the market makes a sudden move, right, a very big move which happens very fast, most of the time the market will make sure to come back and close that. So most of the time, if you look into the market, you see this happening, right? The market might come back later, but you can see again here a huge move, right? So a huge move to the downside, and then after that you can see the market coming back to close that gap. So what we are looking to do here is something like this, for example, to catch these reversals as the market come to close the gap, right? So if the market comes to close the gap, we are going to be looking for reversals. Look at this. When the market makes a sudden move down here, it came back to close the gap. Again here, when the market makes a sudden move to the upside, it came down to close this gap, which is the same thing that might happen today with most of these markets, right? So you can see here a very huge move to the downside, and the market now is ranging, looking to reverse. So if it reverses, if it does reverse, I'm looking for the market to push all the way up here, maybe make a reversal, and then we'll see the market going to the upside to close this gap, just like what have been happening with all the other markets. So my trade will likely look like this for today. Again, as I said, please note that these are not signals. These are my ideas, things that I'm going to be looking to be doing. If you have different ideas, you can tell others and me in the live chat. You can see the box on, or I think on the screen. So if you have other ideas about this, you can also let us know. So this is Euro USD. I'm looking, the market will come back to close this gap, right? If it doesn't, right, I will also be looking for it to break to the downside and see if we can get another break and retest on this zone right here. So I will add alert to here. If the market breaks to the upside, I need to know that the market has finally broken this zone. So I will add an alert right there, and I will add another alert down here to see when the market, to just know, to be notified when the market breaks to the downside. So this is Euro USD. Let's move on to GBP USD. So you can see the same thing that I was talking about. When the market makes a sudden move, it will likely come back and close that gap, right? Because the market needs these reversals. So the market needs these reversals for it to keep moving, because this is where the volume is balancing, right? So because for you to have, for the buyers to keep buying, they need to be sellers who are selling, so that the buyers trades matches the sellers trades, right? So if you are selling something, there needs to be someone who is willing to buy that thing. That's how you sell something, right? So this is the same as the market. So the market doesn't just move in one direction. It have to create these pullbacks because it have to balance the buyers and sellers, right? So that's why the market doesn't just go one direction forever. It always comes back, and it's just ranging between a zone, right? And within those zones, that's when we find these swing ups and down. You can see here there is the gap and the reversal. So this market is just the same as the other one that I told you. You can see this happened to all the markets. You can see this gap here. I'm looking for this gap to be closed today. So I think I'm gonna have trades in different pairs. So I'm not gonna talk about this because we already have it happening. So you can see this is one market that have already tried to close the gap, right? And this is AUD CAD odd CAD, right? Australian dollar to Canadian dollar, right? You can see here, let me do this, that the market have already managed to try and close most of this gap right here, right? So you can see the market have pushed up and tried to close the gap. So here you can see the market also reached a level of structure right here, right? You can see this is the level of structure. Sorry, this is the level of structure. You can see the market have come to this zone. So here you can see the market have reached this zone, and I'm looking for, I'm thinking that this zone is gonna push prices to the downside. So that's why I placed a trend line here, waiting for when the market finally breaks this trend line. So this is not a very good trend line, but I work with this. So I'm looking for when the market finally breaks to the downside, right? And just for the sake of showing you that we are live right here, I'm just going to place this trade right here, because the trend line have already been broken, and I'm thinking that maybe the market have managed to close this gap. Maybe it's now continuing to the downside. I would have hoped that the market comes all the way down here, but just for the sake of this stream, I'm going to place a trade right here, a sell trade right here. If you want to place a trade with me, we can place a sell trade right here. I'm hoping that this zone here is going to make the market drop to the downside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open MetaTrader, and I'm going to go to AUD CAD. here, and just to make sure it's the same thing that we are talking about here, you can see the market have managed to come back and close this gap, right, for the most part. So I'm thinking that the market is now failing to go to the upside, since you can clearly see that we have a zone here. So I'm going to place this trade. I'm going to go with let's go 3 lots here. Let's go with 3 lots and let's sell. Okay. Okay, $24 commission. Wow. Put our stop loss right above this zone. I don't want to be in this trade if the market is not doing what I want it to be doing. So I'm just gonna place a stop loss right there. Right, you can see my stop loss there. My TP, I'm gonna place it all the way down here. If I win this trade, I have to make a little bit more money. So right now I'm negative 30 because I just placed the trade, and hopefully it's not going to be a very bad trade. So let me put a tighter stop loss, right? Hopefully it's going to be not a very bad trade. Okay, so this is my first trade for today. So this is where the trade is. Just for the sake of visualization, we'll put our on trading view. We also put our trading 2 here. You can see this is 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So if this wins, then that means it's gonna put a big positive on my account. So that's our third trade. Let's look into another trade again. Okay, this is the same thing I think that have been happening. So there's no clear price action here. Okay, this is the exact same trade that I placed, but on the flip side, right? So this is correlation that is working here. So if you haven't watched my video about correlation, you can check out. I'll leave the video at the end of this one so that you can check my videos about correlation. You see how these trades, like, they will be similar but maybe on the different side, or there will be 3 or 4 pairs that are doing exactly the same thing. So you can see here that this is the same trade. I'm not going to place this, but if you are going to be placing this, I think the market have already closed the gap that I was talking about on the other trade, right? So you can see this is a valid strategy that you can be looking to do. When the market makes a major strike, wait for it to come. It will try to close the gap and try to get a trade. So here I should have placed a sell trade going down, but since the market have closed this, I think it will now try to move to the upside. So I would wait for the breakout here. So note that all the trades that I've been placing these trades on 5-minute time frame. This is the time frame that I will be using, right? So you would wait here for the market to go to the upside, mostly something like this. But the bad thing about this trade though is that your stop loss have to be big, because the trend is making bigger swings here. So maybe you put your take profit far away, but I wouldn't recommend. So this is not a very good trade, but we can also look for something like this, right? So these are all the strategies that I use, right? So I will be looking for the breakout here. Try to keep things simple. I will be looking for a breakout of this little zone here and have my break and retest trade. And you guys, you can clearly see that I love break and retest trades. because this is one of the best strategies and the easiest strategies that you can start using. You don't need no indicators or anything. All you need is to wait for the market to create two zones, break one of those zones, and then retest it. It happens all the time, almost most of the time in the market. Not always, but most of the time. You can see whenever the market breaks a zone, it likely comes back to that zone before it pushes. You can see it happening here. You can see it happening right here. So I don't want to turn this live stream into like a trading lesson or video, but these are my ideas for today. So we'll be looking into these trades as the time goes, and I will be looking to add more, and I will drop maybe another stream later today, but most likely tomorrow, to give you more insights of what I've been thinking. Okay, here is another one that has been interesting to me. You can see the market created that gap that I was talking about earlier, pushes to the upside, and then came back to close it. So you can see market coming back to close it, came back to this zone where it all started. Now the market might likely push to the upside, and it just broken this trend line to the upside. This is going to be another potential buying trade, and if you are watching this right now, you can be looking to place your trades right here. So as I already have placed another trade, I think I will skip this one, but I'll just let me just place it because it looks good to me. So I will put something like this with low risk. Okay, this is GBPUSD. GBPUSD. Okay. Okay. GBPUSD 5-minute time frame. Let's see what is going on. Okay, so I'm looking to be buying here, as I said. So I will be buying because the market seems to be breaking to the upside. I already showed you my analysis. So all I have to do here is change my lot size to since I have already placed another huge trade, I can't place another huge trade, so I'm just gonna buy with a half standard lot, right, of 5 mini lots. My stop loss below this zone. Of course, I always put a stop loss. Take profit. So it's like 2 to 1. So I'm just gonna measure this, and I'll make sure that it's correct. So 176 points by 2. That's gonna be okay. That is okay. So this is my trade, another trade, right? So I have 2 trades here. The first one is now getting into profit, you can see, and the second one is still on the spread. So let's hope that these 2 trades turns out to be very good trades. So that's my analysis for today, guys, and I think I have given you some ideas. I'll keep looking at another pairs, and I will show you what you might want to do. So let's do that, and let's hope that today is a good day. Thank you for watching. We'll meet tomorrow, and I will give you more trading ideas. Same time, same place. Good day.